So like I said, I will tell you separately the password if I need you to finish your quiz or take it for the first time. No matter what, even if you're taking it for the first time, you would have to finish today because it's only time for 25 minutes anyway, so you have to finish in the time given. So if you struggled with the time aspect of it last week, you were supposed to use technology so that it didn't take you longer than 25 minutes to find things like the math or standard deviation or other things like that. So we are preparing you for your state testing in April, which is a time test. So you would need to be able to take it in a time setting. I forget how many minutes you have per question on the April state test. I'll let you know when we get closer to it. But I know that your junior year, when you take the ACT, it's 60 questions and 60 minutes. So we give you obviously more than 1 minute per question to start out, but we do like taper that down as the year goes on. So if you're not comfortable with taking things in a time setting, get comfortable. Make sure you never turn in something blank because then it's automatically wrong. Have a best guess selected so that if it times out, you have at least 1 of 4 chance. But yeah, we are gonna do the graphic organizer today. So if you have to quiz during that, just make sure you get it done on your own time. I will be checking them this Friday during the binder check. I will post the key for it Wednesday, probably like the same way I posted the key for the notes practice. I'll put it on the wall back there, and then I'll also have it in Schoology, because again, like this stuff is mostly for you. Next week, you are taking your first unit test, which I don't wanna like scare you or anything, but that's 150 assessment points with your unit 1 test. Any quiz doesn't compare. Quizzes are like 10 points each. Unit 1 test is 150 points. Homeworks are 10 points, right? Test is 150 assessment points. So however you are doing in here, use whatever we've done so far as a checkpoint and make sure that you are ready for that unit 1 test when it comes. So on your own time, make sure your binder check is ready for Friday. We, after today, have just 2 lessons to do, so that's already included in this list. And the study guides are posted at the top of your Schoology, and you really can't miss them. Again, we still have 2 lessons to do. On Friday in class, though, you'll have time to work on these while I check people's binders. And this is the point breakdown for them to match like what would be on the test. So one portion of your test will be 100 points. So that study guide that matches it is 100 points, class points. And then you have another part that's on paper, that's 50 points. And it's really only like 3 questions. So you'll have a practice version of it, also worth 50 class points. And then you have up to 100 extra credit points by doing this other study guide that's there, which is optional, says so in the name, and it's extra credit, also says so in the name. And that would be extra credit homework points. So I mean, any homeworks you've not been doing up this far can be replaced with that 1 study guide. All of these are closely aligned to the actual test. Like literally when I made the question, I just replaced the numbers, some of the pictures. If you can do those without having to cheat, then you should be fine for the test. So questions on any? So really the only major thing that's to do this week is your binder check that is on Friday. This will be part of it, like I said, and it's to help you understand a bit better the data distributions, the shapes of them, and whether or not we prefer the mean or median. So here it asks, is a mean or median preferred? Because that's determined based on the shape. Is a standard deviation / MAD or IQR preferred? And then is it symmetric? You do have options on that second page. I mean, I don't have enough scissors for everyone. I certainly don't have enough tape or glue sticks for everyone. It's up to you if you want to cut these out and paste them over here, but I figured you could also just. Like, if you think that A goes with this one, it doesn't, so don't put that, but if you think A goes here. They all have letters. You can match them that way, or sketch it, I think sketching would be better, so you have like that visual representation. But up to you, however creative you wanna be. I don't want you spending too much time cutting and pasting, so that's why I have them all lettered and you can just put the letter there. Okay, so let's kind of do an example, and then you can do the rest yourself. So we're doing it based on the shape. And then also, we learned 3 different graphic representations, so those are listed here as well. Each of these have their own pros and cons, and make sure you understand the difference between them too. On our options, look for the bell-shaped dot plot. Say it out loud yet, just look at all your options. Which one would be best representative of a bell-shaped dot plot? Table 9, can you tell me? Okay, I agree. All right, it's bell-shaped. It's a dot plot. No other one looks like a better option. So then that one would go here. But F, you could sketch it. I would recommend sketching it just so that, you know, I think that's helpful. But don't also like spend too much time doing that part. The important thing is that you can identify all of them. And so forth. So then dot plots, what's the pros of having a dot plot versus like a histogram or a box plot? What can I see easier on a dot plot compared to the others? Yes. No, I would say the box plot is easiest to say the median. It's not impossible to see the median, like I can still go like left, right, until I get to my middle. But yes. Well, we just talked about that median, it's really easy to see. I would say easiest on a box plot. But what's unique to dot plots that I can't tell from a histogram or a box plot? Maybe look at the options. Yes. Really? Right. Don't overthink it. What's easiest to see on the dot plot that you can't see on a histogram or a box plot? Yes. Okay, I would even disagree with that. I don't know. I can't spoon feed it to you guys. If you can't tell me why a dot plot is easier than a histogram or a box plot, then I don't know. Read your notes, figure it out. I was trying to make this like a quick, easy thing to help you, but I guess not. Yes? Sorry, what? Okay, maybe if it's symmetric, you can see the mean really easy. You definitely can't see the mean on a histogram or a box plot, so I'll give you that. On this one, you can determine the mean, whereas the other ones you cannot. But why am I able to determine the mean in this one and not the others? Yes? Because you can see all of the data. That's really it. That's all I was looking for. That's it. Can I see each individual data point in a histogram? No, I can only see what interval they fall in. I can't see exactly how many number ones there are. Cause like for this one, it's everything from 1 to 2 in there. Only dot plots can I see how many of each individual data, okay? So yeah, then I can determine things like the mean. Good. But anyway, each of them have their own pros and cons. You need to know what makes each one unique. Like when you have to make a histogram on your test or on your final, know that they need to have the bars touching unless there's like a gap in the data. The bars should be touching. Know that you should have even intervals. Like you can't have one bar be 2 numbers and the next bar be 3 numbers. Like, you can't do that. You need to know what makes each data distribution unique. For box plots, what do you need? You actually don't even need all the data to make a box plot. Need box plots. What do I need? What do they show me? Yeah, the 5-number summary, which includes what? Perfect. This is your 5-number summary. This is what you can easily see on a box plot. Because each like bar on your box is one of your quartiles. And then where your box plot starts and ends, that's your minimum and your max. So you don't need all of the data to make a box plot. You just need your summary statistics, which is those 5 things. So then knowing that, be able to make, or at least match, the other examples that are a bell-shaped histogram. A bell-shaped box plot could be kind of tricky for you. There might be even more than one that makes sense. But say like we know F is the bell-shaped dot plot. You can put F's data into Desmos and make a box plot and see like what a bell-shaped box plot would look like. Okay, so do what you need to do, maybe process of elimination until you get to just a few that you need to match. You have options for all first 3 rows. Once you've done that, you answer these. So like for bell shapes, we learned this Friday. Do we prefer the mean or the median? The mean. Why do we prefer the mean, or how can we tell? Whenever the data is what, we use the mean. Symmetric. So really, I think this should be asked first. Is it symmetric? Yes. Because when it is, we prefer the mean over the median. And when we prefer the mean, do we prefer the standard deviation / MAD or IQR? Which of these uses the mean when we calculate it? So then, whenever we prefer the mean, we prefer standard deviation / MAD. So whenever it's symmetric, we prefer the mean. Whenever we prefer the mean, we prefer the standard deviation / MAD. Either know why it is that way, or just memorize it. That will be a few questions on your test. Based on this shape, do we prefer mean or median? Then do we prefer MAD or IQ? Okay, so the rest, I think you can do yourself, use your notes, do what you need to do. I'm gonna pull some people to finish that quiz. We will go over the answers to this probably Wednesday. I'll make the key available, but you need to try it yourself. Remember what I said about how you can cheat on all your homework, but that won't be enough? Like, I could give you the 10% right now. You actually know how to do it for the test.